I was able to save 900,000. And when it was December that year, I now decided to talk to my parents and told them that I intend to leave home by the end of the month. And my mom was like, no, you know you don't even have a job. When I go there, how will I cope? How will I survive? And guess how much they wanted to pay me? 80,000 for a month. When I heard that, I just laughed. Like, I actually laughed, and I was like, oh, Palent. One of the things I'm really grateful to God for is the fact that I come from a very supportive family, and most importantly, I have very supportive parents. And when I mention or I communicate what I intend to do at a particular phase in life to them, they are always supportive. Sometimes they might not really see what I'm seeing. Sometimes they might not really agree with my perspectives. However, they are very, very supportive. And that helps me. There are some risks I can take because, not only because I'm the kind of person who can take risks, however, because I know that, okay, at some point, if I need to fall back on them, I can always go ahead and fall back on them. Now, as I left school in 2021, and before leaving school, I've always wanted to just leave town, not so that I'm not around family. And when I got done with school, I've always been the kind of person who does not want to be a burden to anybody around them. So I hardly ask for favors that will stretch. I hardly ask for favors generally. And if I ask for a favor from somebody, that means it's something that I really, really need help for. And most of the times as a man, it's always going to be money kind of help. Yeah, true. Most of the things I always try to get them done myself. I always just try not to inconvenience those around me by always asking and asking and asking and asking, because I know how difficult life can be for the average person, right? And so when I got done with school, I had plans to leave home, but I didn't want to stress my parents or anything like that. So I graduated and defended in, I think, 2021. And the entire year of 2022, I was just at home with my parents, and I was basically just working, doing some design gigs online, and also saving. Yeah, so I did a couple of designs. I also organized a design training for, it was about a 1 month design, graphic design training, where I had some students. It was an on-site training, and through that I was able to rent a venue, and we held the program, and I saved some money. Also, I was able to be part of a particular software engineering project where it was actually a cryptocurrency platform and some stuff like that, which I worked in collaboration with one senior engineer in Cameroon here and a couple of other people, and I actually learned a lot. However, I knew that part was not the part I was to take. Yeah, so that year I just spent that year just doing what I could do, all from home. Yeah, no manual labor kind of work, everything from home, and I was able to save some money. I think I saved almost 900,000 or so. Yeah, and when it was December that year, I now decided to talk to my parents and just told them that, yeah, I intend to leave home by the end of the month. And yeah, my mom was like, no, you know you don't even have a job. So I actually told them that I want to relocate to Douala. Yeah, leave the house and go to Douala. My mom was worried, as a mother should be. Yeah, she was like, no, I don't have a job there. When I go there, how will I cope? How will I survive? And things like that. And those are valid concerns that every parent is going to have. Yeah, but I just told her not to worry, that I'll sort things out. And yeah, she knows I have a track record of making calculated decisions. So yeah, and I told my dad about it as well, and he was all right. He was like, cool, no problem. So by the end of that year, after the Christmas celebration, I traveled to Douala and I started looking for a house. And I think I found the house in the first week of January 2023, and that's how I got to Douala. And I was mostly just doing freelance graphic design gigs, where I get to design flyers, mostly flyers. Then sometimes logos, and sometimes I get to do branding or projects as well. Yeah, and when I got to Douala, I remember there's this contact of mine, very nice guy, very good guy, very kind guy. He reached out to me that he has somebody who is looking for a graphic designer for a job, and it was an on-site job there at Douala, somewhere around Antrafael. So I got in contact with the guy, and he said I can come for an interview. So I came, and we had the interview. It was more like a job where I'll be there doing in-house designs and also training students on graphic design as well, using Photoshop, Illustrator, and the other Adobe Suite tools. Yeah, and guess how much they wanted to pay me? They wanted to pay me 80,000 for a month. So when I heard that, I just laughed. Like, I actually laughed, and I was like, "Oh, Valence." Yeah, I actually laughed, and it was very, very funny to me. Yeah, and I just told them there that it's not possible. The pay is too small for me, and I'm not willing to take the job. I said everything there, and I left. And that was the very last time I ever applied for anything that concerns a job. Yeah, so still doing my freelance kind of things, and I also serve in a church in the technical department of church. And the pastor wanted a male secretary, so he decided to take the guy who is the studio attendant of the church to become his secretary, and now that post of the studio attendant will be vacant. So basically somebody to handle the media team as a paid staff. And the guy who worked there recommended me, so the pastor called me and we spoke, and he told me to consider it, and I was like, okay, no problem, I can get this done, since it's God's work, and also I'll not be that busy, so I also have time to do some other things. So that's how I got into working for church, and I would say it has really been a good one, as in I learned a lot of things working for church, and it gave me the opportunity to grow as an individual. Yeah, and it got to a point where my growth just peaked. I realized I was no longer growing, and I had this desire to do better and bigger things, but the church milieu kind of thing wasn't giving me the opportunity to. But however, I appreciate the work I did there, the opportunity I was given to grow. And here I am now, out of job, and I want to now engage in making videos, making YouTube videos, making challenge videos, making educative content, and telling stories. While growing up, I've always wanted to tell stories. I've always wanted to do movies, in particular. Movies. Yeah, so that's basically the story, I guess. Yeah.